Hiya, my name's Savannah Marshall and you're watching Sport and Icons.
Okay, so it's now been 10 days since Joyce lost by stoppage to Zhilei Zhang. And yep, it hurts my feelings to say so. But that's what happened. And he hasn't activated the rematch clause. Or at least not publicly. And if I'm his management team, S-Jam, if I'm his promoter, Queensbury, Frank Warren, George, Francis, you should be putting a little bit of pressure on him. You should have already asked him the question by now, are you activating the rematch or are you not? Because unfortunately, each day that passes, it ain't looking good. It really isn't. Because when somebody loses a fight and they have a rematch clause, they activate it pretty much straight away. I spoke about this before, probably about a week ago, where Anthony Joshua, when he lost to Ruiz and Usyk, activated the rematch clause straight away. Dillian Whyte, when he lost to Povetkin, activated the rematch clause straight away. So why Joyce hasn't done that can only lead me down the path of he's not sure about it. Now, he didn't get stopped due to orbital bone breaks or cheek fracture or any kind of fractures. His eye bruised, it swelled up, and he couldn't see. That's all that was, okay? So that would have taken a couple of days to heal down, no permanent damage. So there's no physical reason why he cannot have activated the rematch clause yet. None whatsoever. It can only be a nervous thing. And I don't like to say that because I like to believe that Joyce can make the adjustment and get the win. I want to see Joyce back in there with him and rectify that wrong. But with the beating that he got with Zhilei Zhang, the fact that he couldn't defend anything that was coming back from Zhilei Zhang, the fact that he was southpaw and whatever else, maybe he's nervous about it. Maybe that's haunting him right now. See, people talk about Anthony Joshua and his mental weakness. He never got over the Ruiz thing. Can Joyce get over the Zhilei Zhang thing? And the best way to do it is to get back in the ring with him. Because if you don't take the immediate rematch, then people are going to ask questions. That's reputation plummeting. It should have already been activated the day after the fight. On Sunday, I'm activating the rematch clause. Straight away. That's what most people would do. So for him not to do that, it makes me wonder why. Why hasn't he done that? I mean, doesn't he want the WBO mandatory position back? Because that's his only route into a world title fight. Now you could say, well, maybe he can go fight Darren Dubois in a rematch. Get that one for the WBA. Well, that's already been called. Dubois is going to be fighting Usyk by the looks of it. Okay, we'll move into maybe Filip Herkovic. Right, but that can't happen either. Because Joyce is just lost. You can't fight a Filip Herkovic, for example, for a eliminator, a mandatory position, coming off a loss. So his only direct route straight back in is Zhilei Zhang. Now, even if he does rematch him, and if he does win, what's that done for his reputation? How's that done for his own psyche? Because right now, his psyche isn't looking too good. Unfortunately, it really isn't, because at the end of the day, he should have already activated that rematch clause. Something's telling me something's holding him back. Is he scared? Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I know people say he shouldn't take the rematch and whatever else. People always say that. But you know what? Sometimes you activate the rematch clause and you get the win. Joshua, Ruiz 2. Povetkin, Dillian Whyte 2. Just a couple of examples. Plenty more. But anyway, let's see what happens. Hopefully he does. Because I said each passing day makes it look worse. It really does. Had he activated it straight away, that would have been pretty much forgotten about, and people would be looking at, well, what about the next fight? But they're not. They're still looking at the first fight. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.